Hi, this is Eric, the developer of Disco Dodgeball, and this is a preview of Disco Dodgeball Remix, which is an expansion that will be out pretty soon. I've been working on it for several months, and it's going to be a free update for all players. So this expansion contains a new set of tools that allows you to create and share your own custom game modes. Almost any aspect of the game can be modified, and allows you to come up with a huge number of new gameplay options. So where in the current version there's 8 game modes plus a few challenges, I'm expecting over time this is going to grow to hundreds or even thousands of options. So people are going to have new stuff to do for a very long time. So the editing and sharing is all done in-game with a very simple menu. So the game has been broken down into a large number of very simple rules. Almost any aspect of the game can be tweaked. Team size, power-ups, upgrades, objectives, score limits. And I'll just step you through a new game mode pretty quick. So I'm just going to start from a blank PvP mode, copy it, and edit it. So here's my new mode, and these are the rules I have applied. And you can delete them, move them around as you need. So here's a list of rules that we have available. So all kinds of power-ups, even power-ups that used to only apply to arcade mode. Different upgrades, so throw strength, score multipliers, jump height, ball size, player size, respawn times, gravity, ball bounciness, and various rules that might apply to one mode or another. You can change objectives, team sizes, even tweak the bot behaviors, score behaviors. So every trick shot can have its own score value if you want. And so let's go through and make a mode right now. So let's say I want my score limit to be 200, and I want the basic score value to be 5. But I also want all players to have boomerang, and I also want special score value for alley-oops. So let's say an alley-oop is worth 25 points. So that's going to work really well with the boomerang ball, because then you can bounce it off a wall and score those alley-oop trick shots. So let's call this boomerang match and save it. And usually I'd give it a description there. And then right away you can jump into it. Let's put it in Chasm 6 Easy Bots. So there we go, now we're testing that new custom game mode. You can see I've got the boomerang power-up equipped. I'm trying to score an alley-oop. There we go. And so that was worth 25 points. Okay, so let's edit the mode a little more. So any of these rules can be assigned to one team or another, or assigned to only bots or humans, and that allows you to create asymmetrical game modes for the first time. So boomerang ball, we can give that to only team 1, and the alley-oop bonus also only to team 1. Meanwhile, team 2 is going to get the laser ball, and they're also going to get a long distance bonus. That also to 25, and set that to team 2. There's other modifiers here, so you can say that only a long distance shot with the super ball will be worth a certain score value. And let's try that out. And now I'm going to jump on team 2, and you can see it sorts out the rules here, so you can kind of easily get an overview of what you're supposed to do. Now I'm on team 2, I've got the laser ball, and now my goal is to score long distance shots, while the other team's still trying to score those alley-oops. So, the other thing you can do is change score limits to time limits. So let's get rid of this rule. Add a time limit of 2 minutes. And let's also set a round victory count of 3. So now each round is going to last 2 minutes. Whoever has the most score at the end of 2 minutes will win that round, and then when you win 3 rounds, you win the match. So that looks a little more like elimination does, where it's divided up into kind of these mini rounds. They're a bit faster. And even these victory conditions can be asymmetrical. So if you want to get really tricky, you can have one team that has to survive for 60 seconds, while the other team is trying to eliminate them or score a hoop in the same amount of time. And that gets, a lot more complicated there, but that'll be for a good option for expert players. So when you're done, you can publish to the Steam Workshop just with a click of a button, and then other people can browse the Steam Workshop for game modes, download as many as they want, and then they can launch their own public matches using the game mode that you created. Or at any time, you can just create a public match using your game mode, and then anyone can join in to your custom mode without any compatibility issues. They don't have to download any files. And then once they're in the match, they can just click a button to subscribe to the game mode and then get their own copy. So it should allow these game modes to kind of spread around and propagate. And if you have a really good game mode, maybe you'll have hundreds of thousands of people playing it on a regular basis. So that's basically Disco Dodgeball Remix. There's a bit more work to do on it, but I'm thinking it'll be available in about 2 weeks, and on the beta branch for a little bit before that. Feel free to drop by the Steam forums if you have feedback or questions. And of course, a huge thanks to everyone that's played, bought, and supported the game, because that's enabled me to keep building stuff like this and making it a bigger and better game over time. So that's all for now. Thanks, and see you around.